My fiancée made an announcement at the rehearsal dinner. "You're so classless compared to my ex," right in front of our families. I stood up calmly and said, "You're right. I would never cheat on you the way he cheated on you." And I left. The wedding cancellation was sent out the next morning. Don't forget to like and subscribe to follow everything that's coming next. Let's get into the video. I'm 29 years old and I was supposed to have gotten married last Saturday. Spoiler alert, it didn't happen. The rehearsal dinner was at a high-end restaurant. Her parents invited about 40 people, both families, the wedding party, and close friends. Impeccable white tablecloths, expensive wine, the whole atmosphere. Her father paid for everything because, well, that's how they live. They have real money. Country clubs, a family lawyer on retainer, vacation homes. I don't come from that world. My parents are solid middle class. My dad is a mechanic. My mom is a nurse. They worked very hard to put me through a state college. Today, I have a decent job in tech support. I make around $55,000 a year. I'm not rich, but I've always lived comfortably. I never felt less than because of it, until I met her family. My fiancée and I had been together for 3 years. We met through mutual friends. She works in marketing at her father's company and makes good money. I'm not saying she is incompetent, but let's be honest about how that position opened up. During the engagement, the subtle comments started. Her mother would drop things like, "Well, at this price, you get what you pay for," when I suggested a cheaper photographer. Her sister joked that I was broke but smart when I mentioned I fixed my own car. Nothing big enough for a fight, but enough to make me feel small. My fiancée usually cut it off, or at least I thought she did.
We got to the rehearsal dinner. Everyone had already been drinking a bit. The mood was light. Her father made a toast welcoming me to the family, which sounded more like a corporate merger announcement than something warm. Fine. My father then gave a simple and beautiful speech. He talked about how proud he was of me and how my fiancée made me happy. People laughed. It was a good moment. Then my fiancée stood up. She was already on her 3rd glass of wine. She started talking about how we met. She said that at first she wasn't sure about me. Cute stories. I was smiling, thinking it was going well. Then she dropped it. My ex was so polished. Private school, knew which fork to use. He spoke very refined French. She laughed. Some people laughed nervously, and then came the blow. But he was all show. My fiancé here is real, authentic, even if he is pretty low class compared to someone like that. The room went dead silent. I felt every eye turn toward me. My mother's face went pale. My father's jaw clenched. Her parents smiled as if she had said something charming. Her friends looked uncomfortable, but not surprised. That's when it clicked. That wasn't a slip-up. That was exactly how they saw me. I stood up slowly, took a sip of water because my mouth was dry, with everyone watching, and I said in a calm voice, "You are absolutely right." There was a collective gasp. "I would never cheat on you the way he did to you, multiple times, including with your college roommate." Her face went white. Her mother put her hand over her mouth. Her father smiled, vanished instantly. "Good luck with the wedding," I said. I looked at my parents. "Mom, Dad, let's go." I walked out of that restaurant with my entire family behind me. I left the napkin on the table and didn't look back. I heard her scream my name, but I kept walking. I got in the car and drove to my apartment. My phone started blowing up with messages. I put it on silent. I sat on the couch for about an hour just trying to process everything. Then I went straight to what needed to be done.
At 11 p.m., I called the wedding planner. I left a message saying the wedding was canceled, that I would handle my part in canceling the vendors, and to send me the breakdown of what I owed. I texted my best man, "Wedding canceled. I'll explain later. You can let the other groomsmen know." I went to sleep. I slept heavily, honestly. I woke up to 89 missed calls and probably about 200 messages. Update 1, the next morning. It was chaos. I started reading the messages around 8 a.m. with coffee in hand. My fiancé had sent 31 messages ranging from "I love you, please call me," to "You're being dramatic," to "How could you humiliate me like that?" Her mother sent 12 messages saying I ruined the dinner and owed them an apology. Her father sent only one. "We need to talk like adults. Call me." My brother sent, "Dude, that was legendary, but Mom is worried about you."
At exactly 9 a.m.,
The wedding planner called. "I received your message," she said carefully. She took a deep breath on the other end of the line. "I need to confirm, you are canceling 8 days before the wedding." "Yes." "Right. Then you lose the deposit on the venue. That's $3,000. The catering requires 2 weeks' notice, so that's the full amount, $8,500. The photographer might return half, so $1,200 back out of the $2,400 you paid. The florist doesn't refund, $800. The DJ agrees to return 50%, so $400 back out of the $800. I did the math right there. I would lose somewhere around $12,000, money I had saved for 2 years. "And her part?" I asked. "Her family paid for the venue rental, the rehearsal dinner, the dress, and the decorations." "It's a lot more, around $35,000 total." "They handle their own cancellations," she said. "Understood. I'll send you the final breakdown and start the calls." We hung up. Immediately, my phone rang again. It was my fiancée. "Are you serious?" Her voice was lower, more tense. "Are you really going to throw away 3 years because of one comment?" "A comment that showed exactly how you and your family see me." "I was drunk." "And how exactly did you mean that? Explain the part where you call me low class in front of 40 people." "It was a joke. My God, you're so sensitive." "Great. Good luck explaining that joke to the 150 guests who were supposed to show up on Saturday. You can't just cancel everything. Half of it is already paid for." "Watch me. I'm handling my vendors. You handle yours." "This is crazy. My parents are furious." "They can get in line. I'm hanging up now." "Wait, can't we at least talk in person?" "No." I hung up and blocked her number.
Next, I called my landlord. I had planned to move out of my apartment and into her condo after the wedding. I had given my 60-day notice in March. There were about 3 weeks left on the lease. "Is there any chance I can reverse that notice?" I asked. He's a chill older guy. "The couple that was going to take the apartment backed out yesterday. Want to stay?" "I do." "Same contract, same terms?" "Perfect." One problem solved. Then I called the bank. We had opened a joint account 2 months earlier for wedding expenses and future plans. I had put in about $15,000. She put in $5,000. I need to withdraw my funds from a joint account. To close the account, both need to authorize, the manager explained. But you can withdraw what you deposited. I withdrew my $15,000, left her $5,000, and opened a new checking account at another bank, all before noon. Wedding canceled, housing secured, money protected. Ex-fiancé blocked on everything. My mom called. "Son, are you okay?" That was when I almost broke down, but I held it together. "I'm fine, Mom, truly." What she said was cruel. You know that, right? You aren't low class. You are hardworking. You are kind. I know. That's why I left. Your father wants to drive over there and give her father a piece of his mind. I laughed, despite everything. Tell Dad I appreciate it, but I've got this. We are very proud of you. Standing up and leaving like that took courage. After we hung up, my best man showed up with pizza and beer. "Dude," he said, sinking into my couch, "I've waited 3 years to tell you this. Her family is horrible." "Horrible? How so?" "Every time we went out with them, there were little comments. Your job, my tattoos, the third groomsman's truck. Subtle, but constant. Why didn't you ever say anything? You seemed happy. I didn't want to ruin it." He shook his head. But that rehearsal dinner was heavy. Everyone saw it. Her friends weren't shocked because that's how she is all the time. You dodged a bullet. He smiled. "Actually, you dodged a missile." Around 4 p.m., her father called from a different number. "We need to talk about the financial obligations," he said, without a greeting, straight to the point. "I'm taking care of my vendors. You take care of yours." "The venue doesn't refund. That's $15,000. "So you guys lost $15,000? That's not my problem. You're the one who canceled." "Your daughter is the one who humiliated me publicly. Funny how that works." "Look, we can fix this. My daughter made a mistake. She's very shaken up. We can postpone, do couples therapy, whatever you want." "I don't need anything except to not marry someone who thinks I'm inferior." "Don't be ridiculous. She doesn't think that." She literally said it in front of both families. It was a poor choice of words after too much wine. And me leaving was a great choice after too much disrespect. We're done here. "You're making a huge mistake. Do you know the kind of life she could have given you?" That was the last thing he said. "The real problem," I replied, "is that I don't want a life someone gives me like they're doing me a favor. I want a partner, and she isn't that. I hung up and blocked that number too. Update. The week between the cancellation and what should have been the wedding was absolutely out of control. Her mother somehow got my work number. She probably called the main line pretending to be a client. She left a voicemail saying I was breaking her little girl's heart, that I clearly had commitment issues, and that I should seek therapy to deal with my insecurities. My insecurities? Because I didn't want to be called low class at my own rehearsal dinner? On Wednesday night, her sister showed up at my building. The front desk called me. "There's a woman here demanding to speak to you. Says she's your future sister-in-law. Tell her I don't have a future sister-in-law and she needs to leave." I could hear her screaming in the background, saying I was being childish until security escorted her out. On Thursday, my ex-fiancée tried another approach.
She sent a college friend whom I had seen maybe twice in my life to my favorite lunch spot. Coincidentally, she sat at the table next to mine. "Oh, how crazy to run into you here," she said, way too chirpy. "How are you holding up with all of this?" I looked at her. "Did she send you?" "No, she didn't." "Okay, she did. But listen to me. She's devastated. It was a stupid comment made while drunk, and you're throwing away an entire relationship. Don't you think that's a bit extreme?" She didn't just insult me. She showed how she really sees me and how her family sees me. But people say things they don't mean. They do, but everyone at that table was uncomfortable, yet no one was surprised, as if they'd heard it before. She had no answer. "Tell her to stop sending people to talk to me. I'm not changing my mind." The friend left. I finished my sandwich in peace.
Friday was the worst day. I got a call from a number I didn't recognize. I answered, thinking it was a vendor. "Finally, you're impossible to find," my ex-fiancée said, using someone else's phone. "How many numbers am I going to have to block? Just listen to me for 5 minutes, please. I'm begging you." Against my better judgment, I didn't hang up. "I messed up," she said. "I know, that comment was horrible. I understand you being angry, but canceling the wedding? That's crazy. We can fix this." "There's nothing to fix. I don't want to marry you." "You don't mean that." "I do." "And everything we planned? The honeymoon? The house? You mean the life where I'd be constantly reminded that I'm not good enough for your family? Where every decision goes through the filter of their standards? I'm out. My family loves you." I laughed. "Your mother commented last month how cute it is that my parents still clip coupons. Your father asked me 3 times when I plan to level up my career. Your sister said my truck was charmingly working class, like I'm a mascot. That's not love. What is it then? Tolerance." Silence.
"I didn't know you felt that way," she said softly. "Why did you never ask? And why did you never defend me?" "I didn't agree with them. You called me low class at our rehearsal dinner in front of everyone. That wasn't a slip-up. It was what you really think." "It wasn't. I was trying to value substance over appearance." "By calling me low class." "Yeah, great argument. Worked out super well." "You're being deliberately difficult," she said, and there was the real version of her again. I ended the conversation, hung up, and blocked her too. Saturday morning, what should have been my wedding day. I woke up at 10 a.m., made a huge breakfast, and played video games in my underwear. It was perfect. My phone was still receiving random messages from her friends, cousins, people I barely knew, saying I was making a mistake.
I blocked them all. Around noon, my best man showed up with the other groomsmen. We ordered chicken wings, watched football, and they gave me a personalized beer mug. Dodged a bullet 2024 with 2 champagne flutes clinking. Maybe too soon. One of them asked the time. "It's 3 p.m., I said, when the ceremony was supposed to start. My phone rang. It was my mother. "Just calling to see how you are, son." "I'm great, Mom. Eating wings with the guys." "Good. Your father and I decided to take the money we were going to spend on the wedding gift and put it in a travel fund for you. Whenever you want to travel, it's there." My throat tightened a bit. "Thanks, Mom." "Oh, and her mother called your father earlier today, screaming that you ruined her daughter's life and that we raised you wrong." "What did Dad say?" "He said we raised a man who knows his own worth and that her daughter should have learned hers." Then he hung up. I smiled. "That's amazing. We're proud of you."
Keep this in mind, because that same night my brother sent me screenshots my ex-fiancée had posted on social media.
Sometimes people show you who they really are and you have to accept it. Heartbroken, but moving forward. To everyone who supported me this week, thank you. I'll be okay. My brother texted me. The audacity. She's playing the victim. I replied, let it be. The people who matter know the truth. Update 3. Final. It's been 6 weeks since the rehearsal dinner. I decided to do one last update because so many people asked. Was the financial impact real? Yes. I lost about $12,000 total between lost deposits and cancellation fees.
It hurt. It was money I'd been carefully saving for 2 years. But honestly, it was worth every penny not to be tied to that family. Her family lost more, probably close to $40,000 between the venue, catering, the dress, and everything they paid for. Her mother apparently tried to sue me for emotional distress, but the family lawyer, the one I mentioned they have on standby, told them there was no case. You can't sue someone for canceling a wedding. The social dynamic has been interesting. Most of our mutual friends took my side once they heard what actually happened. Some preferred to stay neutral and ended up drifting away, which is fine. Her closest friends obviously stayed with her. I never really liked them anyway.
My ex-fiancée still tried to contact me a few times through different ways. Week 2, she sent a letter to my parents' house. A long, handwritten text saying she finally understood what she'd done and wanted to fix things. My mom called asking what I wanted her to do with the letter. I said, throw it away. Week 3, her father called my father, trying to have that man-to-man talk about not letting emotions destroy something good. My father responded that his daughter destroyed it all by herself and asked him to delete his number. Week 4, she found out where I get coffee in the morning and was waiting there for me. I saw her through the window, turned around, and went to another cafe. After that, I received several messages from unknown numbers saying that running away wouldn't solve anything. I blocked them all. Week 5, a college friend of hers, a different one this time, tried to connect with me on LinkedIn. I declined. Then I got a message through the LinkedIn system itself saying my ex was ready to have an adult conversation. I reported it as spam. During all this, she kept posting cryptic things on social media, quotes about growth, learning to value yourself, and not settling for less. The irony is lost on her. Her friends comment and support, but I notice the engagement dropping. People are getting tired of the vague shade. The best info came from where I least expected it. An employee from the catering company at the rehearsal dinner messaged me on social media. We had talked a bit during the setup the day before. He said, "Dude, I wanted to tell you that everyone working that night was rooting for you. We heard what she said and we're like, that's it, he's gonna leave. And you did. The kitchen staff literally cheered when you walked out. That made me feel strangely validated."
As for me, I'm good. Actually, really good. I stayed in my apartment. I renewed the lease for another year. It's small, but it's mine, and no one makes comments about my furniture being from IKEA. At work, I got a promotion last month. It wasn't a giant raise. I make $63,000 now, but my boss specifically mentioned that I handled personal challenges with professionalism. Apparently, the story made its way around the office, but no one made it weird. I started seeing someone new about 3 weeks ago. Met her at a friend's barbecue. She's a teacher, drives a totally beat-up Honda, and when I mentioned that I fix my own car, she thought it was cool. Not charmingly working class, just cool. We're taking it slow. She knows the whole story.
I thought it was better to be upfront. Her response was simple. That's so wrong. You dodged a nasty one. No games, no hidden judgments. Normal is good. My ex-fiancée found out somehow. Small world, mutual acquaintances. And according to my brother's girlfriend, whose cousin still moves in her social circle, yes, confusing, she completely lost it. She was saying that I moved on too fast, and that clearly I never truly loved her. The mental gymnastics required to cast herself as the victim in this is honestly impressive. Last week, to close it out, I received one final attempt at contact. Her mother sent a formal letter via the family lawyer, basically a cease and desist, telling me to stop defaming her daughter and spreading false narratives about what happened. My response came through a lawyer friend who wrote it for free. My client has made no public statements regarding the end of the engagement.
Should your client continue to attempt contact by any means, we will proceed with an action for harassment. Since then, absolute silence. The most ironic part of all this, I ran into her ex, the guy who cheated, the one she compared me to, at a mutual friend's party last weekend. We had briefly seen each other once before the engagement. He pulled me aside. "Dude, I heard about what happened at your rehearsal dinner." "Yeah, quite a situation."
Yeah, at least you dodged a bullet, he laughed. Bullet? You dodged a missile, he continued. She did the same thing to me. Constant comments about money, social class. Her family is even worse. They made jokes about my dad being a plumber, like it was something shameful. So is that why you cheated? No, I cheated because I was an idiot. But dating her, that in itself was a punishment. He took a deep breath. You're lucky you found out before the wedding. I actually proposed to her years ago. She accepted and then spent 6 months trying to change everything about me. I ended up breaking it off. According to him, they still talked for a while after that. Today, he's married to someone who doesn't care at all that his dad is a plumber. Stable, normal, quiet relationship. The best decision I ever made was getting away from that family, he said. I raised my beer. I'll drink to that.
So that's how things are now. Single, stable, and with much less stress than I had 2 months ago. My parents are coming to visit next month. My dad wants to take me to a baseball game to celebrate freedom, totally like him. My mom won't stop sending me recipes and asking if I'm eating enough vegetables, also totally like her. My brother keeps joking that I should write a book called How to Cancel a Wedding in 12 Hours. But being honest, I hardly think about it anymore. Sometimes I wonder if my ex-fiancée learned anything from all this. Probably not. People like that rarely learn. They're too busy protecting their own narrative. But that's not my problem anymore. I'm just an ordinary guy with an ordinary job and an ordinary apartment, living an ordinary life. And you know what? That's exactly what I want.
No country clubs, no keeping up appearances, no wondering if I'm good enough. Just me being enough exactly as I am. In the end, low class isn't the insult she thought it was. It just means I work for what I have and I value people over status. I'll take that any day over that family's version of refinement. Wedding canceled, bullet dodged. Life goes on. And yes, I am doing very well. Thanks for watching. Now, do the like, subscribe, and comment with your opinion. I want to know what you would do in this situation.